Welcome again. It's Thursday, June the 27th. It's about 10 o'clock, I'm going to guess, because I hadn't looked lately. It's about 80 degrees. And right now we're going to look at the nuke that was queenless and see if moving that queen back in from the split that was going to be my resource box, see if it decided to take. The population around the front is very minimal, but they still have time to make if they'll just do it. There definitely won't be any honey from this hive since they can't even seem to keep a queen. They've superseded twice. And the last time the supersedure didn't take, they were left without a queen. And that's why I moved the queen from my resource box. Now, after I moved her, I put 2 pints of my sugar water and bee food in there, fed them, make them nice and happy. And now we're going to look and see if they're growing. Let me get around back here. There's bees. But considering the other nuke on the other side, I actually put a honey super on because it had so many bees in it. And this one just doesn't want to keep a queen. Bad genetics. And seen many other beekeeper post about one that keeps swarming or keeps superseding. Every time you get a new queen, it supersedes it. It's in the genetics. And it's time to get a queen from a new cell, from a new box, put in there. They're building out the comb. But they've never stopped building. They just keep wanting to replace their queen. All right, empty frame. I mean, it's clean frame. They're still on it. They're still working it. The other side's nectar. And that's not a supersedure cell. It's just burr comb that they built. And I take it off. This side's got a lot of nectar in it. That side's got nothing. Was up against the wall. So that's where we're going to put it back. What we need is brood. Okay. A little capped honey, a lot of nectar. Capped honey and nectar. This is one of the newer frames. Okay, here we go again. empty cells, nectar. A few spotty and I took my glasses off, so I'm going to stop for a minute and see if I can put my glasses back on. So I can see if there's larvae and eggs. I almost can't see the eggs anyway, but I can see larvae. And that just shows you that you don't have to see eggs. You don't have to see your queen. If you continually see a lot of brood, if you can see lots of larvae, especially real young larvae, within 2 or 3 days, then you know you're still queen right, as long as there's a lot of it. If there's just spots, then you're in trouble anyway. All right, I don't remember which one I was on, so I'm gonna pull this one back. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. Now, I can't tell if this is one of those cases where I think it's eggs, but I can't really see good enough. If it is eggs, then the queen's nearby and I'm taking a big chance. Flipping the frames back and forth. But I don't think it's eggs. I think it's just empty cells. All right, since they're talking to me a little, give them some more smoke. All right, next frame over. They're building it out. They're putting nectar in it. Another queen cup. Nobody home. They're going to build those cups. So when you start seeing them charged, see the larvae in it, you're definitely looking for a supersedure, but they'll build it out. It'll look like a little pinky finger sticking off the bottom of the frame. You'll know they're going to supersede. And if it's capped, they're going to swarm. You can do preventative measures like move the queen and a couple of frames of brood over. That one is totally heavy. It's a deep frame. It's 100% nectar. It's built out thick. You can see how thick it's built out on both sides. That's an awesome frame of food, which we can't take because we've been feeding them. And they'll need it for winter. All right. And they're building it out. They built this one out kind of thin, and they're capping nectar. They hadn't even built the whole frame out. The other side they're building out, nothing's in it. Turning back around the other way. This is a very old frame. And it will be retired this year. You can see how large the cells are. There's nothing in it. It's all black because it's really old. There's a very little, there's one cell, 2 cells of pollen and a little bit of nectar, but that's all that's in that frame. Come on. One more frame on here, and then we go to the bottom box to see if we can see any brood. And this is just like the other one. Not quite as old, but it's black. It's big drone-sized cells. And even though the bees are climbing on it, they're not doing anything to it. Which is fine. Okay, so we have some honey, 1 frame, really heavy, a few frames that are barely. I think the bee population is up. Well, it has to be because the frame that I put it in there from the other box had brood on it and the queen. So I know that it's increased a little bit, but we know it's not much. And they're building this frame out. So every frame in there has some comb built up. A couple of them have comb that they're not touching, but if the queen's in there laying, then chances are when she runs out of other frames, she'll start laying in that. That one really black one, she probably won't ever lay in it, but that's okay. I get that cycled out. But see, that's part of the problem when you cycle out built out comb. Then they've got to build comb. And then you've got the whole paradox of it takes honey to build out comb. I think the bees are building up quite a bit, actually. All right, let's see if we can find some brood. I'm going to start with these new frames. And the wind comes up. Blows all my smoke away. And I need to put a Swiffer sheet on this one too, because even though I haven't seen any, yeah, that's the last frame over. And you can see that they're building her out. But you see how dark the wax is? That's because they track across these dark frames. And they track the dark stuff across those old frames, and it discolors the wax. That's another reason why I'd like to get rid of all the old frames, get rid of all that black wax. Some of my wax is nice and yellow. That one's partially built out, and this is the bottom brood box. And yeah, that wind is clearing my smoke so fast. Now if you want to see how, you want me to do a video showing why my smoke is so thick, let me know. I can make a video about it. It's not hard. There's a lot of videos out there using different fuels. But if you want to see how I do it, just let me know in the comments. Okay, we have capped honey around the edge. We have nectar and pollen and bee bread down in the middle. I don't know if you can see any of the yellow. All right. The other side's the same way. Looks like possibly a bunch of larvae in the bottom. You get this much of a population. Another reason I don't like to go down in the bottom is lots of bees down here. And I hate crushing them. And they like going where you want to put the fingers. All right, bee bread, pollen, yeah, bee bread, pollen, a little nectar. My goodness. All right. There's what I was looking for. I got so many bees all over the place. All right, that's a frame of brood. Okay, both sides covered with brood. That one's got some. I don't want to pull any more out because population is just unreal. and I can just blow a little smoke. And I'm going to pull that one out. Yep, made somebody mad. It's a drone. Okay. No brood. Pollen, nectar. Sometimes it's just hard to get girls out of the way. Okay. There's an empty frame. Okay. Squish. All right, I've seen what I need. I've got brood finally. So I've got a queen that's laying. I haven't seen everything that I'd like to see, but with the population like this, sometimes you take what you got. I'd like to see larvae. But I haven't seen any larvae. But we're in good shape. I think we got plenty of population's not bad. It's enough population that they're still all over this box. So we're good. Nice little cluster of bees right there. Sometimes that means the queen. Is out there on the side of the box. Good thing is, with my platforms, they can just walk right back in, and we're gonna get a bunch of bees here. But with this population, you have to kill a few. Get the boxes back together. And the bees that are left on the outside can go down to the bottom board, find their way in. I'm gonna put my feeder back on. I may not feed it again immediately. Because we do have clover, so they can still get food, nectar from nature. And the sugar's better for them. Okay, there we go. The nuke that is the big problem for the year has an active queen that's laying, and population seems to be stable. We'll see in another week. We'll see how things are going. Thanks for watching.